So, what is the hardest, most impactful track on C.R.O.W.N.S? Like, who shot Kobang? And when I hear C.R.O.W.N.S, I'm gonna say that shot Kobang.
I feel like the hardest song on there is C.R.O.W.N.S, the actual intro, because it's the way I bring it in, and it just it has kind of like a deeper undertone to it that we didn't even plan. Like, for one, I wrote the song the day after Trump was elected. It was November 5th, 2016. I wrote it in LaGuardia Airport on the way to Texas. We was going down to do some shows. And just the tension in the airport, it was crazy, you know. I actually wrote the hook like a week prior to that. As soon as I heard the beat, it snatched me, because I love Bobby Womack, Across 110th Street. Now, I'll bring you back to that in a minute. But Across 110th Street is a sample on top of it. And, you know, I wrote the hook off top, you know, like I don't know, I just felt it, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy because it had that trap bounce with the 808s, but it was so soulful with that singing in the back. And, you know, I grew up in the millennial, but I grew up in the 90s too, so it was like, you know, me and one. So I'm like, this is dope. Wrote the hook on the spot, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna touch the verse until I feel it. I want the emotion to be right. Trump literally got elected, and I'm sitting in the airport, and we just in there, I feel the tension. I'm like, man, I wrote the song before we even got on the plane. Before we hit Texas, before we left New York, that song was written, you know what I mean? So, that's definitely dope. And then it's like, if you look at the cover, right? I took the picture of the cover down in Texas. You know what I mean? We took the cover by accident. We had just left the show. It was like 2 in the morning. And I'm sitting outside the house writing, because I didn't start writing the whole time. I wrote that whole project down there. They'll tell you, before we got back to Jersey, C.R.O.W.N.S was done. So they like, yo, this, don't get off the phone. So my boy, he takes a picture of me standing there on the wall. He starts going in all crazy with the picture. He showed me I look like a cartoon, and I always wanted like an animated comic book, because I used to be a comic book fiend as a kid, so I always wanted like a comic book kind of themed cover. So I looked, I'm like, damn. Then I looked at the sneakers, the gold, the way it was popping off with the cover, and I'm like, yo. And then C.R.O.W.N.S just kept repeating in my head, you know what I'm saying? I just wrote the song the night we got there, so I'm like, yo, I'm looking like, damn, C.R.O.W.N.S, it all made sense. I'm like, bro, you know, put a crown in the cover, like it's, you know, in the concrete. He ain't know where I was going. Like, he like, you don't want the words? I'm like, no, just a crown. And he did the cover, and I'm like, damn, yo, we bugging off it. So he like, yo, he looking at me with the hoodie on, like, yo, you look like Luke Cage, bro. I'm like, yo, you look like a comic book. He like, yeah, yo, you look like Luke Cage and shit. So we all joking or whatever. But then I thought about it. I'm like, yo, Luke Cage is a superhero based in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? And the intro, self-titled track is called C.R.O.W.N.S, you see what I'm saying? And the sample on top of that is a Bobby Womack song called Across 110th Street, a song about Harlem. You see how it ties, you know what I'm saying? It all literally played itself, like, and that's what I mean about vibe music. Like, my music literally comes a lot from like conversations, sitting here talking, real stuff like that we doing right now. I might come up with a song off this interview, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I said, like, I'm a vibey person, man. I go off the lifeline and not the deadline, you know, because had I just, you know, ran and did whatever somebody thought made sense, it probably wouldn't have came together like that, you know what I'm saying? But life literally put that piece together for me, like, you know what I'm saying? Existence, like, did it, you know? And it was like, damn. And I just knew, you know, like, all right, this is it. And I still sat on it, you know what I mean? And then when I seen everything that was going on this year, it was just too much for me. I was like, nah, man, it's time.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When I heard the intro of the song, I heard a ghost. Nah, and this is what I mean. You know how you can hear a song,
right,
and then you turn it off, and you listen to it like a month or two later, and you hear something new in it that you never heard before? Every time I heard the intro, I heard a ghost. It was something different about that one thing. I'm not trying to say nothing else was good. I'm not trying to say I didn't listen to anything else. But something within that track, be it the beat or the way your voice mixed with the beat, it was something else there that made that track like really like take a presence in my stereo. So I wanted to salute you for that, because that intro is one of my favorite tracks I've heard from you.
That was all soul, man. That was the ingredient for that song. That was literally like all emotion and just, you know, vibes literally just playing themselves out. Like, that was raw emotion. I wrote, like I said, I wrote that shit the day after Trump got elected, so people would get, you know, the feeling behind that. So word up, man. That was all soul, man. I appreciate that, man.
So to wrap this interview up and make it one of the best interviews we've ever done, who is C.R.O.W.N.S, and what the hell does he stand for?
C.R.O.W.N stands for something, you know what I'm saying? Because he won't fall for anything. It's tatted on me. My grandmother would always say that, stand for something and fall for anything. I'm not a politician. I'm not you know, I'm not Huey P, you know, but at the end of the day, I know right from wrong, and, you know, I just got tired of, you know, just seeing it and figured do something about it. You know, this is my gift. This is what God gave me. This is how I know how to impact people. So I figured, you know, why not use my voice for that? You know what I'm saying? And not no bullshit out here, you know what I mean? I'm a father, I'm a provider, you know what I'm saying? I'm an inspiration to myself and others. I'm a brother, a loyal friend, you know what I'm saying? And, I'm an artist, man.
And shout out to my man Castle, because the question I'm about to ask you now.
Yo, man, shout out to my bro Castle, man. Word up, that's facts. Like, anybody that knows us know how we rockin'.
And this is my question that he knows me for, that he should know me for. Now that you're an MC and you made your projects, what is the legacy you established in hip hop, and what will you be remembered for?
The legacy I established is being humble, but yet a beast.
Both of you guys.
You know, not saying too much, but saying enough of what needs to be said. You know, and just, you know, being the one to take that first punch. You know, not compromising nothing, and no nonsense MC. You know, I stay true to the culture. I stay true to my roots. You know, and you know, just you know, bringing the essence. You know what I mean? That's it. Staying true.
All right, so tell the people how to reach you, your social media, how to get your projects, everything.
Definitely, yo, man. You can find me under Kobang. That's SHOTKOBANG, all sites, iTunes, Amazon, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, all that. C.R.O.W.N.S just dropped the mixtape on SoundCloud and that Piff. Break of Dawn, the album will be coming soon, man. No date, but it's definitely on the way. Shout out to my brother Castle, man. Forever Castle dropping. Frank Castle is dropping next month. And yeah, we out here, man. Shout out to Heritage Hip Hop, man. It was a pleasure.
Salute everybody, so check them out, get them projects, and look,
Indeed.
Hip hop is not just rhyming and beats, it's message and preservation of the culture.
It's not, man, definitely, man, the project is something nostalgic, it's jewels, it's substance, it's real life, it's relatable, it's real, you know what I'm saying, more than anything. Go check it out, man. Heritage Hip Hop.
Peace.
Hey yo, I come from public housing, and pissing in buildings since innocent children was taught that we was marked for death. Better known as the ghetto America, where scarier pressures of poverty come to bite you like bull terriers. It was survival of the fittest causing riots in the clinics, keep weapons on our side. But still we dying every minute, cause slavery never ended. They just changed up the image, no knowledge of self. Our history is tainted and twisted from Jersey to Missouri, San Fran to Timbuktu. Got brothers being brutalized who look just like you. Institutionalized, can't receive a word from the wise. Already blind from the scrutiny and hurting his eyes, and after 30 years on this earth, they gon' try to hurt your pride. It's a must we rise and let the light burst from inside. I got love for Malcolm and Martin, but I'm more like Marcus. So please don't get me started. My whole life I've been a target to society. Government's laws and propaganda, cops acquitted killing children on camera. We need answers.